Hello everybody, my name is Zul, and welcome to modding Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. These mods make the weapons in the game look a lot better. They add much higher definition models and textures for a lot of the guns, swords, and other weapons of the game. They cover most of the weapons in the game. The first mod actually doing the remodeling and stuff, and the second mod is simply kind of an expansion to that. It's the new mod, and it just readjusts the textures to make them match the vanilla textures a lot more than the other one. I would highly recommend both of these mods for any playthrough. They are absolutely amazing. And without further ado, let's get started looking at them in depth. Alright, so I have set up some comparison shots for us here. This covers almost all of the weapons in the game. It doesn't cover the lightsabers, the gaffy sticks, and a couple of other things. But as you can see, there is a sheer difference, and the Vibrosword is a good example of the retexturing. If you look, the third image actually matches the textures a lot better. The original models from the game, they're sort of not as good when you compare them to the beautiful, beautiful textures here. And then again, the retexture work that's done to make them match the vanilla icons in game better is something that I find extremely valuable. The Ion Blaster and the Heavy Repeater in particular are two weapons that really highlight the differences here. This one highlights the remodeling here, and as you can see, the little place in between what would appear to be kind of like a silencer, that's been retextured to match the vanilla a lot better. And then this is the Blaster Carbine, which doesn't look as bad in the vanilla game, but it still could use some work. And then you compare it with this. It's just a much nicer model. And if you're curious about the textures in the background, the link will be in the description. That is the Xarwarrz 2011 Dantooine series, I believe. So just so you know. And as we can see here, look at how awful the Heavy Repeater looks. It is probably one of the most hideous weapons in the game. And then compare it with the new remodel here. As we can see, it just looks just awesome. It's just so much better. And then with the retexture mod to make it match the vanilla game a little bit better, it will look even better. Look at that. That is exactly how it should look, and I love these textures. And that's pretty much all there is for the spotlight of the mod, so let's now look over to the installation of these mods. Installing these mods is quite simple. Alright, well the first mod that we're going to actually need is the Weapon Model Overhaul. This is a mod by somebody by the name of Toasty Fresh, which does an overhaul of the weapon models. You can actually find it on the Lucas forums. There's a link here. The link actually does work. It's a MediaFire link, so be aware if it doesn't work in your country. But if you click download, as we can see here, the media link works for me. And you're going to actually need this mod if you are going to use this, so just be aware of that. The other thing that we're going to be using afterwards is the Weapon Model Overhaul texture rework, and this enhances the textures on some of these things, so let's be aware of that as well. I've already downloaded everything, it's here on my desktop, so remember the Weapon Model Overhaul comes first. I actually have these backwards. So basically, you extract them. So we take the Weapon Model Overhaul, open it up, and we see that this is an override file mod. So we gotta open it up and look in there. There's a README, you can go through that if you'd like. But all we're gonna need to do is go Computer, C, Steam, Steam Apps Common, SW Kotor, and then we're gonna go to our override folder. We're gonna take these, scroll all the way down to the bottom, hit Shift, and we're going to drag and copy over to Override. And that's all we need to do for this part of the installation. Once we actually have the Weapon Model Overhaul installed, we can actually download the Weapon Model Overhaul texture rework. This is actually a fairly new mod. It was submitted on the 19th of February, so I've been very excited to actually check this one out. I've been keeping my eye on stuff like this, and yeah. So basically, you need the Toasty mod to be installed already. Go ahead and download this one. And we're going to have it right here, the texture rework. If we open this up, we will see that this one actually uses the installer. So again, it's a TSL patcher. We've seen this before. Double click on the .executable. You may want to glance over the description and all that kind of stuff, showing you the README. Click install. Of course, yes. And it's going to back up your old files in case you don't like the mod. And other than that, it's just going to install it. There we go. And that is all there is to it. It is installed correctly. The files in our override have been changed, and now the textures are going to look better along with the weapon models. And I think this is an awesome mod. And I hope the mod author continues his work in the future. So thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate the views, as always, and I hope that you would possibly consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It does mean a lot to me, and I hope to see you again in one of my future videos. I have been Zul. Have an excellent day.